Barbecue Pit, we're back. UFC London coming up. Lots to look forward to. Darren Till, Jorge Masvidal, going to be the main event. Great striking performance from both of them. We expect, unless we see the Darren Till that we've seen in his last fight against Tyron Woodley, where he didn't even look like he threw a strike. We'll see. I hope we get the Darren Till that was crushing shit before that. He's 5-1-1 in the UFC right now. His one loss, of course, to Woodley. He's got a draw to Nicholas Dalby. So, other than that, he's got Knockout City. 10 out of 17 of his wins are by knockout. So, he gets it done. Masvidal right now is in a must-win situation. I talk about this all the time. Must-win situation. Where he's 0-2 right now. Stephen Thompson and Damian Maia, both decisions. Both these fighters both recently knocked out Donald Cerrone. So they are at welterweight, and obviously Cerrone is back down at lightweight. So, not much to say there about both of their wins over Cerrone, but just a opponent of the same opponent that they had was Cerrone. It's tough, but I want to say Darren Till is gonna break out from his whatever he was in with Tyron Woodley, and I think he's gonna knock out Jorge Masvidal in like the third or fourth round, maybe. He looks to be in the best shape of his life right now, so I'm gonna call it third, fourth round. Co-main event: Leon Edwards and Gunnar Nelson. Also a great fight. Is Gunnar Nelson going to be able to get it to the ground? He's got a lot of great top pressure, and he's good at finishing you once he gets you down there. Leon Edwards, he's on a 6-fight winning streak right now. That includes Vicente Luque, Brian Barberena, and Donald Cerrone, which was the most recent fight. He's 8-2 in the UFC, 16-3 MMA record. Two of his losses were by decision. One of them was by disqualification. So he has no knockout losses, no submission losses. Out of his 19 fights, the disqualification was for an illegal knee. His 2 UFC losses were to, and this was very important, were to Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion, and Claudio Silva, who was also fighting on this card, surprisingly. A long time ago for Leon Edwards. Nelson, we talked about the submission artist, submitted Alex Oliveira in December. So a 3-month layoff for Gunnar Nelson, coming back pretty quick. Right before that, he was coming off a knockout loss to Santiago Ponzinibbio. 8-2 UFC record, 17-3 MMA record, so he's kind of in the same boat as Leon Edwards almost. 13 of his 17 MMA wins are by submission, so only 4 of them coming by either knockout or a decision. I said submission, right? 13 out of 17 submissions. 16 out of 17 of his wins are finishes, sorry. So 1 decision win. 1 decision win, 3 knockouts, and 13 submissions for Gunnar Nelson. A lot of top pressure. Somebody's got to, their streak's got to go. Nelson just starting this 1-fight win streak because he just lost to Ponzinibbio, who arguably one of the best strikers in the welterweight division. I hate to go against what I feel, and then I'm going to have a good night if I pick what I feel, and then I'll be pissed off because I changed my answer and I said something different to the camera. After I say it to you motherfuckers, I don't change it. So, Leon Edwards. and that's going to be knockout first round. Because that doesn't happen, I think it's going to be a pretty long night for Leon. And I think my chances of getting the co-main event correct are very slim if something does come up and he doesn't land the knockout in the first round. But so we got Till and Edwards could be leading up to a fight between them two later on. Third fight, Volkan Oezdemir and Dominic Reyes. Volkan Oezdemir, 15-3 MMA record, 3-2 in the UFC, which is key because he was 3-0 at one point. Then he goes 0-2 as of recent. He's got, with the losses coming to when he challenged for the belt to Danny Cormier in this fight. Right after that, he lost to Anthony Smith. His wins are OSP. His UFC wins are OSP, Misha Serkinov, and Jimmy Manuwa. So those are big names in the light heavyweight division. That's why he got up to be into the title fight. 11 out of 15 of his wins are by knockout. He's a big guy. He puts a lot of power into his punches. Dominic Reyes is kind of the same, but he's a lot more unorthodox kind of striker. 10-0 MMA record, 4-0 in the UFC. He's got notable wins over OSP, Jared Cannonier, and there's a road GSP, or not GSP, OSP, and Jared Cannonier. 6 out of 10 of his wins by knockout. I'm on the Dominic Reyes hype train. 10-0. I'm hearing it. 0-2 for Volkan. 3-2 in the UFC. I think this is also another must-win situation for Volkan. Just like it was for Masvidal. Power striking from Oezdemir, so a lot of chances for the knockout early, but I think Dominic Reyes might be able to take it into the deeper rounds, get him tired, stay on the outside. I'm going to go Volkan Oezdemir by second round knockout. And last week it bit me in my ass. I had 3-10 was my total for the night because I was trying to go for the knockouts and nobody was knocking anybody out. So I went 3-10 last week. So people caught up, I'm there right back in. I'm very close to 500 again. Very, very, very close. So yeah, I got Volkan there. So Till, Edwards, Oezdemir, Nathaniel Wood, Jose Quinellos. Wood 15-3 MMA record, 2-3. 2-0 in the UFC. 13 out of 15 his wins by knockout. He got a submission win in both his UFC fights, which his last 2 fights. Johnny Eduardo and Andre Ewell. I think Ewell was making his UFC debut, if I'm not mistaken. But very slick on the ground, very powerful wrestler. Quinellos is making his. He lost his debut to Alejandro Perez. Since then, in 2014, since then he's 4-0, defeating Ishihara as of recent by decision February of 2018. So a little over a year ago, he beat Ishihara, but it's a little over a year ago, man. He's only so far in. Nathaniel Wood is a active guy. Got to give it to Wood there, and I'm going to go decision. Nathaniel Wood by decision. And I don't think that's going to win fight of the night, but if it does, we're going to have another 2 superstars people are going to be talking about all the fucking time. What the fuck did I do? But yeah, so the next one, we talked about Claudio Silva. He'll be fighting Danny Roberts on that card. And he just fought Nordine Talib in I want to say, when did he fight Tulib? Tulib fought in May of 2018, so a little under a year ago. He fought Nordine Talib. But right before that, he beat Leon Edwards November of 2014. He took uh, 3 years and fucking almost 3.5 years off of MMA, maybe had injuries or whatever the case was. I wasn't really following him like that. I didn't know that happened to Claudio. So he's a bad motherfucker, man. I really didn't know he took 3.5 years off. And for that, Danny Roberts on a 2-fight winning streak in 2018. Last fight he lost since was 2017 to Nordine Talib, who Claudio Silva beat. Silva's one loss was a disqualification in his debut fight of his MMA ever in 2007. Um, so he's technically undefeated. Because, I mean, in this organization, he might have did something bad and they didn't like it in there, so they DQ'd him, whatever the case is. But shit happens in local places. So 12-1 might as well be 13-0. Might as well. A lot to lose there. A lot to lose coming off of um, a layoff, beating Nordine Talib. I know MMA Bath doesn't work, but Nordine Talib um, beat Danny Roberts, who I got Claudio Silva decision. I definitely got Claudio Silva decision. I really like Claudio Silva. And I have a tendency to pick personally on the fighters that I pick, but what are you gonna do, man? I'm only human. Um, and the battle of the Welshmen, Jack Marshman and John Phillips. Marshman 1-3 in his last four. So holy shit, in a must-win situation. 22-8 MMA record, 30 MMA fights. Um, let's see. He's got notable losses. The 1-3, his 3 losses were to Thiago Santos um, at middleweight, Antonio Carlos Jr. and Carl Robinson. So it's not like he's losing to, nobodies. He's getting beat by some good guys. He just had a bad run as of late. John Phillips, 21-8 in MMA, so 29 MMA fights, one less. 100% finish rate. 18 out of 21 of those wins by knockouts, so 18 knockouts, 13 submissions, 0 decision wins for John Phillips. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, so we must win. If the whole card's filled with must wins, we're gonna see some fights of the night. We're gonna see some battles for fight of the night because there are gonna be some people who think that they are fighting for their job. It's a great card that they put together. 2-fight losing streak. Charles Bird and Kevin Holland. So you can tell the competition is a lot fresher with John John Phillips. With the 100% finish rate, I think that Marshman going to be mostly by decision. Think Marshman may beat him by decision. So I got Jack Marshman beating. Whoa, almost just fucking threw my phone on the floor. Who knew? But Jack Marshman beating John Phillips by decision. Prelims are great. Mark Casey, Joe Duffy, Tom Breeze, Ian Heishish, Danny Henry, Dan Ainge, Molly McCann, Priscilla Cachoeira, and then Mike Grundy making his debut. So, excuse me, out of Darren Till's camp. It's going to be a great undercard. I unfortunately will not be here for the undercard. If anything, we may do a fight companion for the main event, or not the main event, the co-main event. Maybe the 3 last fights. Maybe we'll start the Ozdemir fight. Maybe we'll start at the Claudio Silva fight. We'll start somewhere in there, maybe, if we do one. but we'll see. Um, as always, Pure Evil MMA. Speaking of Pure Evil MMA, I think that the Barbecue Pit's going to be covering their first MMA event thanks to Pure Evil MMA, this website that I'm writing for. Um, Island Fights 54, Palm Beach, I don't know where that's at, somewhere in Florida, somewhere, Palm City Beach or something like that. Some shit, I don't know. But got a couple of good guys fighting on that card. The main event's going to be Mike Davis and Carlos Guerrera. Um, Mike Davis on the losing hand of his Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series with Sadiq Youssef. Other than that, he's undefeated, so um, good news for him there. His next fight after that, he won, so he's heading back in the right direction, Mike Davis. With a main event slot against a 3-1 pro, 3-1 for his pro record, all stoppages in his wins. Um, so he's a dangerous guy, and Carlos Guerrera. Um, by the way, I'm not going to front at all. I'm not from Florida. I'm not around Florida. So if these guys are local Florida guys, you'll have to look more into them when we get down there. Get like a couple days out. But I mean, I'm over. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know. You know. But Chase Hupper. Oh, that's another guy that was on Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series. He won. He got a development deal. Chase Hopper, or whatever his name is. He'll be fighting Sky Moisenchek, 5-4 as a pro. So apparently they're gonna feed him a fucking lamb. 0-2-1 in his last 3 fights. The one no contest or the one disqualification was to a no disqualification would be a loss. So the one no contest being an accidental groin strike. And then you got the heavyweights. I guess what they're selling is the most attractive heavyweights on the card. Not attractive, but like most intriguing heavyweight. Well, not intriguing heavyweight. The most intriguing amateur fight on the card are heavyweights. Cameron Graham, 5-0 amateur, versus Ryan Schloff, 5-1 amateur. So he lost his debut. Excuse me. But just like Cameron, he is also on a 5-fight winning streak right now. So I'm looking forward to Island Fights. I hope everybody tunes in. We're going to do a live fight companion for it. Hopefully, we're going to be linking it to you guys. I don't know if it's going to be just for the fights or how we're going to set up the live, but we're definitely going to be doing some live footage while we're down there at the event. Other than that, any other coverage of the event, you can just check out Pure Evil MMA. I'll be doing all of that there. So make sure to check it out. And also NBA Overtime. Not Overtime, sorry. Damn, my voice. I don't know what my voice. I'm looking. I'm saying what I want to say. My voice ain't saying it. But NBA Overview.com also for game recaps. I write game recaps of I just pick random games throughout the week. For example, we're doing tomorrow night. We're doing Golden State, Houston. So that should be a good one. And last night we did Thunder, Utah, with all that shit with Russell Westbrook. So you guys check that out. NBAOverview.com, Pure Evil MMA. Pure Evil MMA. That's a hard thing to say fast. Shouts out Robin Black, Craig Allen, Fight Night Picks. Everybody. I'll shout out the whole team right now. The Pure Evil MMA team. I'm gonna say Danielle Devour. I think that's how you say your name. Devore. I don't know Crofty. I think Crofty's name is Simon, man. right now, but I think his name is Simon. Miles Hutto, Eddie Evalencio. I don't know how to pronounce your name, man. You still haven't told me. But yeah, it's a squad from what I know. Got a big following on Twitter. Um, so let's go on here. We'll see. We're gonna shout out real quick. We'll hit this and let's go Split Decision Podcast. Phil MMA dude. Um, Michael Fidel. I think he works over at. Is he still at Bodyline? He might be at Bodyline. I'm not sure where he's at right now. I think he's at Bodylock MMA. Joey Diaz, Joe Rogan, Bill Muhammad. Shout out to everybody I picked for the UFC London card. Big fan of Darren Till. I'm really hoping he can get into the winning column with on Saturday. The MMA holes, everybody check them out. Oakstone MMA, those are some cool guys over there. Belvin Flip Monk, Mike Hands alone from the MMA holes. Um, MMA community, man, it's been extremely great to me. So when I get the chance, I'm gonna go on here and I'm just gonna press random keys and see who pops up and give a shout out to everybody that's ever been cool with me. Gary Goodrich has been pretty cool with me. Houston Alexander's a good guy. Wesley Riddle, all that MMA. Alan Quinta, all the Long Island guys. Chris Weidman, John Vellante. Aljamain Sterling. I think I already said Alan Quinta. Dan Lamorte, funniest man on Twitter. Chris D'Elia. Theo Vaughn, shout out. Theo Vaughn, I have to say something about Theo Vaughn real quick. And I'm just going to go to his page and make sure this motherfucker didn't do some cold shit. Alright, yeah. Theo Vaughn. I created Twitter mad long ago. I didn't try to put any effort into it until maybe August, sometime in the summer of last year. So it's been maybe 6 months or so. 6, 7 months in there. When we had like 300 or 200 or something like that followers, Theo Vaughn followed us. So that guy's been here since the fucking beginning. He doesn't need to follow us. I would hope he likes MMA. That's why he follows us. But that's a really good guy, man. Whatever anybody says, Theo Vaughn's a really good dude. I'll go back to shouting people out now. Doug Lasher, be tagging me in this long ass post, but you should be saying some inspirational shit, Doug Lasher. Barstool is a cool concept, man. I like that shit just popped out of nowhere, man. And everybody was talking about Barstool. Lee Sayat, fucking Parkman crying for Joe Diaz, Sergio De Silva, great fighter. I'm dragging it on, man. I ain't about to drag it on like this. So whoever got one, got one. At this point, Kurt Chase Patrick will add a couple more. Jail Sonnen, CP Sports Talk, Cage Side Press. Hey, we about to be out, guys. We about to be out. Bruce, my boy Bruce. Man, Marcus Taylor, been through it all, dog. Now he's about to go back. He just had his first semi-pro football game where he started. Now he's about to go do his second one on Saturday. So he's back in it, man. Marcus Taylor back in the mix. Um, Easy. We had Easy on live. I gotta update the video. We had him on live for the fight companion on the Saturday. He came. I called him and he talked to me about his picks for the night. Yada yada. Um, I don't think he's got anything coming up in fight wise, but we'll see what it is when we'll talk to him again. Yeah, but that's it. Philly the Jet. I don't even know. Philly the fucking Jet. I like that name. Jersey boys and MMA cool dudes, but I can't get over the Philly the Jet thing. I really can't. That is a fucking cool name, Philly the Jet. But anyway, we out. We'll see you guys either this weekend. If not, we back on Tuesday. See you then.